Good evening and welcome into George Finnie Stadium here on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. We're down on the field, Tressel Field to be exact. It is a men's lacrosse matchup between the Yellow Jackets as they host the visiting Allegheny College Gators. Good evening and welcome in. You're watching and listening live here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. I'm Cole McDaniel. The Yellow Jackets starting off early, winning that face-off in the white uniforms with the gold numerals. The brown numerals, the gold shorts, the gold helmets. Allegheny in their navy uniforms. We'll take a look at the starting lineups here in just a moment, but give you a short summary of what these teams have done to start the season so far. And we'll start with the visitors. Allegheny went on a run to start the season, actually winning their first two matchups at Hiram, at Mount Union. Currently on a 3-game losing streak, though, and trying to break that. Their last loss against Worcester by a score of 9-6 here on March 11th. So trying to break that streak, see if they can get a victory on the road. But it's going to be a tough test against the Yellow Jackets, who come into this with a better record than Allegheny, as Allegheny's at 2-3 overall. The Yellow Jackets at 4-2 overall. But they actually started slow in the season. First 2 games of the year, lost both of those, now on a 4-game winning streak. The last wins coming against Barry from Georgia, as well as Transylvania from Kentucky. So the Yellow Jackets looking to continue their streak here at the moment. Not able to do anything on the attacking end there as they're attacking the goal to the left on your screen. Here come the Gators the other direction. Their first attack, still in the midfield right now. Looking to cross into that final third. Of course, stating the obvious a bit, but over the weekend we had the time changing to daylight savings time. So really the first game of this lacrosse season where it's past 7 o'clock at night and the sun is still out, still setting at the moment. First period of this game going to have the sun out, but the lights of course on in stadium, and should be a beautiful night as it's not as cold as what it had been the last couple of days. The snow around the stadium is melting here at the moment. Clear skies. Breeze coming from right to left across the field. Yellow Jackets able to win back possession of the ball. Bartos in the middle. Finds Nanoski. Nanoski, one of those powerful offensive weapons. One of the leaders on the team in shots, fires that one low, and that one's going to skip up and over the goal. And an opportunity to talk about the starting lineups for both of these teams. And we'll start with the visitors from Allegheny. Number 3, Pete Shellbach. Number 9, J.P. Rakis. Number 11, Nick Gerleski. Number 14, Cassidy Bouthet. Number 17, Gideon Sullivan. Number 24, Aiden D'Amato. Number 25, Dylan D'Amato. Number 35, David Kratzenberg. Number 43, Jack Cushaw. And number 54, Ryan Mantione. This one turned over, and the Yellow Jackets on the attack, on the right wing. Looking for a teammate, finding Trout behind the net. Call going against the Yellow Jackets in behind the net. An opportunity as possession changes and Allegheny takes over to take a look at the starting lineup for the hosts in this game. Number 2, Jonas Aquila. Number 7, Bennett Trout. Number 14, Keaton Trout. Number 17, Neil Randall. Number 19, Olin Ferguson. Number 34, Joe Storner. Number 42, Adam Blos. Number 45, Clay Kolke. And number 50, Riken Geiselhart. Yellow penalty markers down. There was one sitting at about the 42-yard marker on the football hashes. Another one down right around that 22 there. Of course, both against the Yellow Jackets, and opportunity for Allegheny to play on, still 0-0. We've played 5 minutes so far here in the opening period. Granule finding a teammate in the middle. Rakes didn't have much of an opportunity to get off a clean shot there. Was bumped as he fired. Storner able to make that save. So the Yellow Jackets down a man here at the moment. It appears like number 22, Zach Zuhl, serving the penalty over near the scorer's table on the far side of the field. So the Yellow Jackets packing in the white jerseys in the middle, trying to keep things compact as we're about to get the game back underway. And Allegheny, a great opportunity to try to get the first goal on the game tonight. In the middle, backing you out. Sending it over to the left side. Gallegos passes it back into the middle. Gerleski. Just trying to find an opening. Gallegos cuts through the middle. Gerleski has it once again. Defense of the Yellow Jackets doing a great job of sliding quickly, and there hasn't really been much of an avenue for Allegheny, and maybe spoken too quickly as Gallegos catches that one and fires that one cleanly into the upper right-hand corner of the goal, and the visitors take a 1-0 advantage. Nearly 6 minutes played in the opening period. So that extra man opportunity coming off of the slashing call going against Noah Bardos results in the Yellow Jackets finding themselves down here at home. And Allegheny, of course, trying to stop this 4-game win streak that the Yellow Jackets have had. Ball still in the midfield. Tough contact there. Aquila making it difficult for Garrett Danielson, and the Yellow Jackets win possession. Here's Ferguson on the attack, looking to the back door. Nanoski trying to spin. And Nanoski's such a tough force to deal with at 6'6". Mentioned he's one of those offensive leaders for the Yellow Jackets. It's Ferguson, Nanoski, and Aquila that you really have to pay attention to. Some of the leaders in points already on the young season. Switch from Aquila to Ferguson and back to Aquila. Here's Nanoski. On the near side, Trout. That was Keaton Trout trying to find Bennett Trout. And Allegheny wins it back. David Kratzenberg, the goaltender, finds a teammate. Allegheny breaking their lines nearly and then slipping on the attempted cutback. And won back by the Yellow Jackets. So down one, and the Yellow Jackets showing the intensity, and that one fires off of the post. Bennett Trout tried to tuck that one in the bottom left-hand corner. Yellow Jackets maintained possession. That was the best opportunity for the Yellow Jackets so far on the game. Geiselhart fires that one deflected up in the air. Trying to track it down in the corner. And that one's going to roll out of play last off of the Yellow Jackets. As Bouthette was able to watch that one roll out. Pass into the midfield. And a ton of Yellow Jackets swarming around number 48, Graham Nash. And the Yellow Jackets able to go back on the offensive end. So in the attacking zone, Ferguson has it on the left wing. Geiselhart. Good spin move. Beats his man, and he finishes. We got a tie ball game. Number 50, Reichen Geiselhart. So that goal there for Reichen Geiselhart, the freshman from Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. That is his 4th goal on the season. Ferguson fires quickly, and the Yellow Jackets nearly score again in a matter of 20 seconds. Nice save there. Cleanly caught by David Kratzenberg, but that one had some pace on it off the Ferguson shot. Here come the Gators back the other direction on the left wing. Shellbach fires that one into a white jersey, and the Yellow Jackets win back possession. Bardos finds Kolke, and now still defensively trying to break their lines. Get some help in the middle. Now up to the attacking zone. Here's Ferguson. Bennett Trout to Noski, and Jake Noski going to play that one back to Moser. Move inside, firing that one and skipping it in. Another goal for the Yellow Jackets, so two quick goals for them here in the last couple of minutes. Ian Shealy, another freshman, credited with the goal. So for the Yellow Jackets, it hasn't been the experienced veterans on the team that you would expect at this point. It's been 2 freshmen that brought them back and put them in the lead. Their first lead tonight after going down 1-0 against Allegheny. Face-off nearly won by the Yellow Jackets. A race for the ball up along the sideline, and lots of contact from behind there, and foul called against BW. So back in play, under 5 minutes left to go here in the opening period. And by the way, that goal just a moment ago for Ian Shealy, that is his first goal of the season. So the first goal of his young career here at Baldwin Wallace. Leach. Goonman. Ninoski. Ferguson in the middle. There's a shot tucked into the bottom right-hand corner. goal for Nate Hoover, another freshman. So 3 freshmen have scored already. And it's 3-1. So the Yellow Jackets just roaring back here. And all momentum is going the way of Baldwin Wallace. On that Nate Hoover goal just a moment ago, Olin Ferguson credited with the assist. That's the 3rd goal on the season for Nate Hoover. And Ferguson's 2nd assist. The Yellow Jackets might not be done yet here in this opening period. They want more. Nanoski behind the net. Akilla back to Nanoski. There's a shot tucked into the upper right-hand corner. That was a gorgeous finish there from Reich and Geiselhart. Give him 2 on the night. Jake Nanoski with the assist, and Geiselhart having himself a night already. And the Yellow Jackets pouring it on in the last 4 minutes. And this wasn't exactly how you'd expect the game to start for them. Like I said, maybe start a little bit slower. Things were going the way of Allegheny first couple of minutes, and tides have certainly turned. The last few face-offs have also gone the Yellow Jackets' way. Here's Olin Ferguson. Bennett Trout switches it to Nanoski. Pass in the middle to Kuhnman. Switch back to Hoover. Good feed inside to Nanoski. And he's hit as soon as he tried to fire and lost that one, but the Yellow Jackets maintained possession. Still 40 seconds on the clock, so plenty of time to run the offense. Reese Leach fires that shot low. That one was going a little bit wide right. But looks like came off of the stick of the goaltender number 35, David Kratzenberg, and we're going to have a timeout. And we're going to keep it here during this timeout. And a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket athletics, as well as Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, as well as Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You are listening to Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. We'll be right back. Back following the Allegheny timeout here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. Nanoski kicks this one out to Reese Leach. Back to Jake Nanoski. Had a few shots so far Really, in the past couple years, again, that offensive firepower, a lot of that comes through Nanoski. Offensive leader on the team. Passes this one to Olin Ferguson and slots this one home right between the legs of Kratzenberg. And the Yellow Jackets now up 5-1. So as I was giving Jake Nanoski the credit for his offensive ability, not only he's like to get shots off and can score goals, but can do that as well. The height, the great vision, overlooking all the other defenders and able to find a wide open Ferguson. And Olin Ferguson, one of those offensive leaders, showing off his firepower and ability, and that was a gorgeous finish there. The pace behind that shot, not much Kratzenberg could do. Tough as a goalkeeper to get beat between your legs. So a 5-0 run for Baldwin Wallace. And at this point, Allegheny, they're just treading, trying to stay alive. Careless pass there from Richie Roscoff as that one sails high. Ferguson not able to get to that, and maybe an opportunity for Allegheny to get something going. Instead, not a clean catch, unable to corral that ball as Thurkorn lost it, and now the Yellow Jackets have possession once again. 40 seconds remaining on the clock here in this opening period. Ferguson wants a quick shot, and that one low, wide left. Janssens in the middle to Shealy. Back to Janssens. The help defense was coming, so he did turn. Fired that one from the right side. That one deflected out. Still the Yellow Jackets have it with 9 seconds remaining. Nanoski needs to make a move quickly, and he gets a great shot off. Made that one look easy in the middle and tucked that one home. So the Yellow Jackets scoring at the last couple seconds of this opening period and just continuing to pour it on. Everything going their way, and it's now 6-1. Just enough time with 4 seconds on the clock for this face-off. And the horn and the final whistles are about to come, and there we have it. So into the first quarter, 6 for the Yellow Jackets, 1 for the Gators. We'll step aside here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter here in just a couple moments. bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. Again, I'm Cole McDaniel. Opening face-off of the second quarter, won by Allegheny. Hard hit there as Anthony DeMarco got leveled. See the penalty markers all over the field at the moment, but Allegheny plays on. Switch to the far side of the field. Gerleski passes it over to D'Amato. Now in the middle with Shellbach. Trying to get past Piccolo. D'Amato spinning, trying to get to the middle. Allegheny has a lot of quick, shifty, smaller players on their roster. The Yellow Jackets certainly have them beat in stature. See if that shifty ability can pay off, but right now, not doing so for Allegheny, and had to fire from a really tough angle, trying to put that one off the back of Storner. There goes the horn as that shot clock runs all the way down. But of course, remember the penalty markers were out there on the field, so about to see some penalty time over near the scores table. And the Yellow Jackets going to be down a player. And the last time that this happened, Allegheny scored the opening goal of the match. So this could maybe turn tides a little bit for them, as momentum has been going the way of the Yellow Jackets here the last little bit of this game. Perhaps a goal could give the Gators some new life here, still pretty early in this game tonight. Gerleski to the middle to Rakis. Now off to the far side, and right now Allegheny just working around in a circle. Yellow Jackets starting to pull apart a little bit. There was some room in the middle. Gallegos switching to Rakis. Gallegos, the goal scorer for Allegheny, passes this one to Gerleski, and Allegheny loses possession. So the Yellow Jackets hold strong defensively, and just a careless pass and mistake for Allegheny, and that perhaps a costly one when they needed some new life. Here's Aquila clearing a lot of ground, crossing midfield into the attacking zone, finding Jake Nanoski, who scored his 11th goal on the season right before the end of the first quarter. Here's Aquila. Aquila on the right wing, feeding this one back to Keaton Trout. Junior midfielder and Trout looking to make his way forward. Some help defense comes across and has to fire this one low. Skips it into Nanoski. Nanoski deals with it well, but shielded off and has to pass this one out. Here's Aquila getting in tight. Tried to put this one over the head of Kratzenberg, and that one sails just a little bit high over the top of the crossbar, and this one up along the sideline. And Olin Ferguson will come back and get it for the Yellow Jackets. With a second left on the clock, Ferguson had to fire from nearly midfield. Bit of a desperation shot there. Not much he could do, and that one goes all the way into the netting at the end of the field. And Allegheny couldn't get out of their defensive end without another turnover. Ferguson. Aquila. And that one bounces over on that shot in tight from Nate Hoover. Ferguson dropping that shoulder, fired that one and went straight into Kratzenberg. Good save there from the goalkeeper, and the Yellow Jackets maintain possession though. Attack not done. That one had some pace on it. Fired a little bit high, a little wide to the right of the goal there. Bennett Trout trying to pass that one in the middle. Bounced off of Mantione. The Yellow Jackets still didn't lose possession, and a clever finish. The spin there, and putting that one up and over. Bennett Trout, the freshman from Pickerington North, with a goal. I think most would expect or expected that the Yellow Jackets team would be good again this year. They've been consistently good for quite a while. But you'd expect it to be the experienced juniors and seniors on the attack to do a lot of the damage. But clearly, the Yellow Jackets have plenty of young talent on this roster. Lots of freshmen who have time to develop, time to learn, but can also contribute right now to this team. And it was the freshmen who really gave a jump start, and the upperclassmen just continued that trend of what was happening. So Yellow Jackets playing well as a team, find themselves up 7-1. 10 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. And Allegheny on the attack. Switching the field, and that one skips underneath the stick of Rakes in a battle for the ball up along his sideline in front of his teammates, and he's able to come away with it. Here's the freshman Rakes. Back to Gerleski. Wants to fire a shot. That one low and sounded like it tipped off of Storner. Senior goalkeeper from Louisville, Kentucky. Rakes. Aiden D'Amato. There's a hit to the back of the helmet there. All the officials saw it as 3 penalty markers now down on the field. The Yellow Jackets have been the aggressors in all facets of the game, including the one getting penalties called against them, and rightly so. That one was obvious. Right now, Allegheny playing on, seeing if they can do something with the attack. Know that a penalty's coming up here in a moment, and they're going to have a man advantage in a moment. But can they get a goal prior to that? This shot fired low, a roller for there from Rakes. Misses wide to the left, and now the Yellow Jackets putting in their defensive set to keep things tight, compact, and try to do what they did the last time they were down a man and keep Allegheny from scoring. So far, the Gators 1 for 2 on their opportunities when up a man. Yellow Jackets closing in and stepping out. And there's a tackle from behind, basically, as number 45, Clay Kolke, did a great job defensively to get out. Win possession back for the Yellow Jackets and got barreled over from behind. And now BW can get a couple changes, actually some changes for both teams here at the moment. 8 minutes remaining in the quarter. Yellow Jackets still down a man. There's the whistle, and back in play up near midfield, Aquila. Keaton Trout to the back door. Thought about a shot there. Bennett Trout thought better of it, and the Yellow Jackets working the ball around, just keeping possession, taking their time here at the moment. Spin there from Trout. Finds his man. Unable to cleanly catch that one because of the defensive pressure. Ninoski, if he could have caught that one immediately, could have fired. Probably would have had a goal. But the Yellow Jackets now back to even strength. Behind the net. And that one bobbled. Trout drops it. Corralled and collected by Danielson. Able to switch the field. Dangerous pass over to the near side. Somehow, Bouthette was able to snag it, and the Gators right now on the attack. Have possession in the midfield at the moment. D'Amato taking his time. Motioning for number 2, Samillo, to get in position as he just subbed in. Here's Samillo. We cut back and just gets blown up. So senior versus senior there, and Hakila showing off his ability and his physicality, winning it for the Yellow Jackets, and now a turnover back the other way. So Allegheny regains possession. Under 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Shellbach down the left wing. Roscoff on him. Kick out to Aiden D'Amato. D'Amato wants a shot. And Storner with another save. And we're going to have a timeout for the Yellow Jackets. We'll keep it here during the timeout. So a lot of men's lacrosse action in the Ohio Athletic Conference going on this evening. Of course, it's really all non-conference action here at this point, but really the full slate of teams playing today. Capital already defeated Transylvania by a score of 18-10 earlier today. Otterbein fell 9-7 against Wittenberg. Ohio Northern also lost 10-5 versus Hamden-Sydney. At the moment, Wilmington is trailing Bethany, and Bethany College from West Virginia up 9-5 in that one. Last update on the matchup between St. Vincent and Muskingum was 0-0. Same with the Earlham and Mount Union matchup. Marietta trails 9-2 against Westminster. And Grove City and John Carroll also in action this evening. If I get any additional updates throughout the evening on what's going on around the conference, I will make sure to let you know. Also a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse match is being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leader since 1893, Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You are listening to Yellow Jacket Men's Lacrosse on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Following the timeout, there's the whistle, and we're back in action. Allegheny on the attack behind the net. Shellbach trying to get inside. Had a quick stop and the effort to cut back, but the Yellow Jackets doing really well laterally to stay in front and mirror the attacker they're going up against, making things very difficult. There hasn't been much room at all past the white jerseys. Aside from there, and that was an angle where it seemed like that should be an easy save for Joe Storner, and I think the senior goalkeeper is going to want that one back. Nick Gerleski credited with the goal and just able to fire that one. Didn't have a ton of pace behind it, but just got it beyond Storner, and that is the first goal for Allegheny since the first couple minutes of this matchup. So 7-2 now up on the scoreboard. Just over 4.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter before we get to halftime. Face-off won by the Gators. It's number 42, Anthony DeMarco. Pass in the middle to Conrad Homiak. D'Amato just checked in. Now a switch as Graham Nash also checks in. Gets a touch right away. Excuse me, that's actually C.T. Granule on the far side. Bobble there from Rakes, able to corral the ball. Now D'Amato. Do the Gators have new life? Can they get another goal? Yes, they can. Aiden D'Amato, a junior from Connecticut, tucks that one home in the back corner of the net. It's now 7-3. The visitors getting 2 goals in a row after the Yellow Jackets have dominated really the last 15 to 20 minutes of play. So before half, momentum starting to swing just slightly. Can the Yellow Jackets respond? The yellow penalty flag comes up in the air. Going against the Yellow Jackets again, and we're going to have a timeout on the field, and we're going to take a timeout and step aside with them. You're watching and listening to men's lacrosse action here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. We'll be back after the timeout. We're back in play here following the timeout on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. Allegheny won the face-off on a face-off violation going against the Yellow Jackets. And the Gators have scored 2 goals in a row. A little 2-0 run they're stringing together and have some new energy in the way that they're playing. Looking to continue that on this offensive attack. That shot had some pace behind it, but fired wide left by D'Amato. Back to full strength are the Yellow Jackets. 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Cutting inside. That one fired high, and it looked like on that release, Aiden D'Amato, as he was coming down on the release, caught the stick of a Yellow Jackets defender, so he wasn't able to get that one down. Like I said, that shot sailed. But still, Allegheny has possession. 10 seconds on the clock, though. Need to get another shot off. Need to try to find a way to get a goal here on this attack. But the Yellow Jackets, following the timeout, settling in defensively nicely. And there's a save. Caught that one right in the net. Joe Storner. And the Yellow Jackets quickly turning it over. Streaking down the right sideline, cutting back. Cassidy Bouthette. Being chased right now. Finds a teammate wide open in the middle. Shot inside and a huge save there for Joe Storner. That looked like a sure goal as Pete Shellbach was wide open in front of net. Jonas Akilla able to track the ball down up along the right sideline on the near side of the field. Slow play down as several substitutions able to happen for the Yellow Jackets, and now finally able to get on the attack. It's been a little bit since they've had an attacking opportunity. Haven't called the names of Nanoski or Ferguson or either of the Trouts in a few minutes. Here's Nate Hoover. Leach out to the left wing. Hoover, Nanoski. Ferguson using his power, dropping that shoulder, barreled through the defender and got a shot off. The Yellow Jackets nearly scoring. Another shot there, and that one sails high for Nanoski. 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And the Yellow Jackets seem to be content to let the time run down. Try to get a goal right at the last. They did it at the end of the first quarter. 4 seconds remaining on the clock is when Nanoski scored. Can he do it again? Down to 12 seconds. Ferguson makes a move, shoots, fires that one low. Save there by Kratzenberg. 7 seconds remaining. The attack not done for the Yellow Jackets. Going to be tough, though. This one dropped and unable to corral that one, and there's the horn before a shot is able to be fired, and that's going to do it for the first half. The Yellow Jackets lead at halftime 7-3 over the visiting Allegheny College Gators. We're going to step aside here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. We'll be back for the start of the third quarter in about 10 minutes. Don't go away. We're less than a minute away from getting the second half underway here from George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Yellow Jackets in men's lacrosse action hold a 7-3 advantage over the visiting Allegheny College Gators. Thanks for watching and listening here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. Once again, I'm Cole McDaniel. If you're just now tuning in, weren't able to tune in for the first half, I'll go over some of the stats here. The Yellow Jackets leading in shots 24-12. Shots on goal also doubling up Allegheny. 12 shots on goal compared to 6. Yellow Jackets making 3 saves courtesy of Joe Storner in goal for the Yellow Jackets and 5 saves for Allegheny. Faceoffs 1, that's been 6 apiece throughout the first half. Allegheny been able to clear 6 of 10 times, and the Yellow Jackets 5 of 6. Turnovers, Allegheny a little bit more sloppy there on the turnover aspect. 10 turnovers compared to 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Now penalties, that's been a whole different story. The Yellow Jackets, again, the aggressors in many aspects, but some of the penalties have been hurting them. 5 compared to just 1 for Allegheny. The Gators, the last couple moments there of the first half, were gaining some new life. And we'll see if the second half continues to begin that way. Excellent play to win possession back, Cassidy Bouthette. Here's a shot. That one way wide there. Had some pace behind it. Aiden D'Amato not able to capitalize on decent position. Looked like that upper right-hand corner was open. Tight pressure being applied defensively. D'Amato gets tripped up. Really a scrum for the ball and able to come away with it and corral that bouncing ball was Declan Tubbs, senior from Stowe. There was another ball out on the field in the corner, really right in the end zone on the football lines out there. The official noticing another one and tossing that one to the side. Ferguson, sidearm there. That was a riser. Wide to the left. 2 minutes played so far in the third quarter. No goals at this point. Still 7-3 up on the scoreboard. The Yellow Jackets looking to see if they can really break a run that had been going against them. Call going against the Yellow Jackets, so Allegheny regains possession and they'll go the other direction. Crossing into the attacking zone, now passing this one back in the midfield. Taking some time. Shellbach. Passing this one out to D'Amato. Gerleski finds a teammate behind the net. D'Amato fires that one, and that one takes a hop wide right, but tracked down by Sullivan. Sullivan again. Rakes turning. Finding Shellbach. That shot fired. It's going a little bit high. Would have been tough for Storner in goal to be able to tell exactly where that ball was headed. Got his stick up there and got that one cleanly right in the basket, and the Yellow Jackets looking to go the other way. Crossing midfield. Good move there from Noah Bardos, and slowing it down, the Yellow Jackets able to make a few changes offensively. Here's Ferguson on the left wing to Bennett Trout, switching to Nanoski. Janssens. Stumbles, slips a slight bump, and a lot more contact there. Physicality shown by Garrett Danielson, getting it done defensively, and a lot of credit to Cassidy Bouthette. I think he's been a difference maker for Allegheny. He makes his way back. Gideon Sullivan waiting for some of those changes to happen. Getting it to Granule. Hales. Now with Rakes. Samillo. Allegheny continuing to work it around. "20 seconds still up on the shot clock. Continuing to tick down, and Allegheny hasn't had a really good opportunity to get a shot off. Gonna need to fire here. That one low. Saved by Storner again. Plenty of room to run for Aquila. Back to the near side. Aquila. Just gliding around his defender. Stopping and finding Jake Danoski. Ferguson takes his eye off the ball there, but ball bounces up. Favorable bounce for him. Corrals it, and the attack still alive for the Yellow Jackets. On the left wing, Trout. Spinning, that's a really good move. Cutting inside, slashing in, and basically hooked around the helmet. That was physical play, and certainly an illegal play there from Nicholas Samillo. He was beaten. Knew that was an easy shot and should have resulted in a goal. Had Bennett Trout been able to fire. So Nicholas Samillo over on the far sideline, kneeling next to the scorers table, and now the Yellow Jackets actually have an opportunity themselves here. Up a man to try to get a goal and extend their lead. There's a hard shot fired in low. Initial save, another save there. Aquila loses it. Coming away with the ball is Bouthette. Crossing midfield. And finds a teammate up ahead, and now Allegheny back to full strength. So even numbers once again. D'Amato backing all the way out to the 35-yard line on the football field. There's a penalty marker down, sitting around the 22-yard line. Allegheny will play on. An extra man opportunity coming up for Allegheny here in just a moment. Six and a half minutes remaining in the third quarter. D'Amato splits through two white jerseys. Needs some help. Scoops this one off to Samillo. Chasing that one down, and penalty marker again on the far side. Actually, there's two of them sitting, one at the 40-yard line, one at the 42-yard line, so right next to each other. So all the penalty markers sitting on that far side of the field. And we're finally going to get a pause in the action. And an extra man opportunity. Upcoming here for Allegheny. Rakes. Stepping in. Thought that number 11, Nick Gerleski, was going to decide to take the shot himself. Instead, passes that one off. He'll get the assist. And a goal for Allegheny by number 43, Jack Cushaw. 7-4. Allegheny creeping back into this one. Yes, Allegheny's on a 3-game losing streak here at the moment, but none of those games have honestly been blowouts when it's come to the final score. Lost by 4 on March 4th, and then 3 the last 2 losses. 4 against Shenandoah on the 8th, and then it was 3 against Worcester. 9-6 this weekend. So again, not big losses for them this season at all. So a timeout down on the field right now, probably needed for the Yellow Jackets to talk things over, find a way to get things swinging their way, get the attack going. So on the offensive end, they can maybe carry themselves to a victory here, extend their lead. Allegheny actually the team taking the timeout, but the Yellow Jackets might actually be the ones that need it more here at the moment. I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's lacrosse match is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow, and Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You are listening to Yellow Jacket Men's Lacrosse on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Following the Allegheny timeout, we have 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Allegheny trailing by 3 goals. Granule finds a teammate, Gerleski. Hayden D'Amato, Gerleski, that one wide right. D'Amato switching the field to Gerleski, looking to go 1v1. Make a move, and the help defense comes across. A low pass that skips to D'Amato, but he deals with it well. There's a slip. And number 9, Rakes. Tight pressure being applied, and there's the horn. Rakes unable to get a shot off, and great job defensively by the Yellow Jackets. It's number 66, Declan Tubbs, the senior midfielder out of Stowe, saw an opportunity to really apply the tight pressure as soon as Rakes slipped. Smart play and the awareness of where that clock was. Launched down the field as the Yellow Jackets had a difficult time clearing their defensive lines, and coming away with it is Bouthette. JT Granule switches the field. Hales, Granule, fires, tucks that one home, and Allegheny keeps marching their way back into this game. 7-5. Almost hard to believe that for about a 5-minute stretch in the first quarter, the Yellow Jackets just poured it on. And it was 6-1 early in this game, and things have really been changing. Allegheny won the second period. They're currently winning the third quarter as well. If they can manage to win every single quarter aside from the first, it's going to be hard for the Yellow Jackets to win this one and maintain their win streak, but they still have a little bit of cushion. A 2-goal advantage. Three minutes remaining in the third quarter. If the Yellow Jackets needed time for Olin Ferguson or Jake Nanoski to step up, now would be the time. Your team needs a goal desperately to really get some life instilled back in the team. Turnover by the Yellow Jackets, that's not going to help. And Allegheny, with momentum going their way here at the moment, opportunity to go on the attack again and try to pull this one back to 1. And they turn it over up along the sideline. Excellent pressure there. Tight defense by Will Lash. Helps win it back for the Yellow Jackets. Pass in the middle. Richie Roscoff. Here's Nanoski. Out of Ferguson on the left wing. Aquila finds Hoover. Hoover scored one of the first goals on the night. Nanoski right behind the cage right now. Wrapping around, showing off his size. That was a great look, but fired it high. And that one was really sailing high from the start. Nanoski probably didn't get the release he wanted on that shot. This one comes all the way to the back post. The back door. Ferguson tracks it down here up along the near sideline. Seven seconds on the clock. This one going to bounce all the way back to the net where the melting snow is piled up. And the Yellow Jackets unable to do anything on that offensive possession. And Allegheny comes back the other way. Great switch. Finds a teammate wide open on the far side of the field. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. D'Amato. Skipped that one a little bit early, so it took a high bounce. Left the whole way. But even if it was on frame, it would have gone over the crossbar. Just taking his eyes off the ball there was Shellbach, but gets bailed out. Aiden D'Amato does a great job tracking back, helping out his teammate, keeping possession for the Gators. But 15 seconds now remaining in the third quarter. Need to make an offensive move and going to have to make it fast. Shot there from Shellbach. Little high. Now 8 seconds remaining, so one last shot opportunity for Allegheny, and we'll see if they can get anything off. Trying to spin, clear some space, jump in the air. And that was a difficult shot there, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. The Yellow Jackets maintain a lead, but it's continued to trim down. 7-5, 15 minutes up on the clock. Fourth quarter upcoming here in just a moment on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. About to get the fourth quarter underway here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV, and the excitement and the energy is here in this stadium as it's continued to tighten up between these two teams. 7-5. Again, those 15 minutes up on the clock to fight for a winner. We'll see if the Yellow Jackets here at home can extend their win streak to 5. And finally, the Yellow Jackets able to gain control after that face-off. Roscoff coming back and getting to the ball, and now finding Aquila. Crossing midfield up along the right-hand side. I mentioned right after halftime that the Yellow Jackets in the first half really doubled up the shots and shots on goal that Allegheny had. Well, Allegheny, they were the aggressors there in the third quarter. Now up to 22 shots, 10 on goal. So the Yellow Jackets no longer doubling them up in those stats. Allegheny going to have to continue to be the aggressors, but that's the start the Yellow Jackets needed to the fourth and final quarter in this game. Olin Ferguson buries that shot, and it's now 8-5. The Gators' run has now been ended, as the Yellow Jackets had gone cold for quite a while. And now you can really see a little bit more life in that Yellow Jacket side over on the sideline, and the fans loving that goal themselves. Tubbs finds Aquila. Ferguson all the way down to Bennett Trout. Danoski to Keaton Trout. Trying to dump that one inside in the direction of Ferguson. That one was taken away. Not sure if Aquila just didn't see the defender or thought he could squeeze it in a tight space. It's a nice switch to the far side of the field for Allegheny. Sullivan finding D'Amato. Little bump there from Tubbs on Gerleski. D'Amato splits through two defenders. In a jump there, he's frustrated with himself, wants that one back. Knew he probably should have scored. Tried to bounce that one directly in front of Storner and just skipped it a little bit wide to the left. Shellbach to Rakes in the middle of the field. Rakes trying to turn and find some help. Has D'Amato if he takes advantage of using him, and he does. Bobbled there by Cushaw. That one low, and a roller there from Rakes. Out of play, and only 1 second remaining on the clock. Allegheny not going to have enough time as that horn's going to go, and the Yellow Jackets get possession back. And the Yellow Jackets have scored in double digits each of the last 5 games. It was only the first game of the season up against number 12, Denison, where they did not get into double figures, only scored 5 goals in that opening game of the season. But since then, 10 goals, 14, 10, 13, 14, right now with 8. See if the Yellow Jackets again could get 2 more, ensure the win, and continue their run of getting double figures. Some hard contact on the far sideline. Good to see that the Allegheny player is up and moving on his own power. So after the brief pause in action, we are back in play. High pass in the direction of Bouthette. Switches the field. So as the Yellow Jackets get possession back, Ferguson finds Trout. Nanoski to Leach. Jake Kuhnman. Ferguson fires. Had some pace behind that shot. Went past the goal and past Nanoski. And Nanoski going to bring this back in play. So a call going against Reese Leach, and now Allegheny able to come the other direction now offensively. Down 3 goals. Little over 10 minutes remaining. Probably need a goal here in the next couple of minutes to feel like you have a chance. Maybe even on this attack right now. Stick swatted out of the hand there of number 19, Jack Hales. Yellow Jackets doing well defensively, using the physicality to their advantage and winning the ball back. Now on the near sideline. Nanoski, Aquila. And as soon as he caught that one, he knew he wanted to fire. Unable to tuck that one home. And right now the clock is also the friend of the Yellow Jackets. Careless mistake by BW, and now Allegheny gets the ball back, 9.5 minutes remaining. Tyler Ripple. Split through 2 defenders. Pete Shellbach waiting for a few changes for his team. Now going to make a move, try to turn on the Jets and cut back. Tubbs stayed with him the whole way. D'Amato inside and able to skip that one in. Joe Storner frustrated on giving up the goal, but excellent finish there for Aiden D'Amato, a junior from Connecticut. A few goals for him on the evening, and now just down 2 once again. And as I mentioned, the Gators, in order to feel like they had a chance, needed to score in the next couple of minutes. They did so. So 1 down. 2 more to go, and you can knot this thing up at 8-all. But just under 9 minutes left to go here in this game. 8-6 on the scoreboard. Here are the Yellow Jackets. Nanoski. Has it poked away by the tight defense and ends up on the ground. Cassidy Bouthette, again, playing a really tough game, making things difficult. And actually one of the only players probably on the Allegheny roster that can somewhat match up to the size of Jake Nanoski. Bouthette, 6'4", 220 pounds. A junior out of Vernon, Connecticut. Switch from Ferguson to Keaton Trout on the far side of the field. Then Oski finds Aquila, cutting inside, goes to air and shoots that one over the net. Behind the net, Geiselhart. Careless pass makes its way all the way back to midfield. Bump from behind there by J.P. Rakes. Knocked number 17, Neil Randall, over the middle of the field. And now Allegheny gets to go on the attack again, down 2. Shellbach, D'Amato. D'Amato spinning, but a lot of white jerseys in front of him. He wants to fire, and Storner deals with that one well. The last one from D'Amato that skipped right in front of Storner happened to end up as a result of a goal. That time Storner meets the match. Ethan Ratowski finds Geiselhart up the field. The white jerseys continuing to stay spread out. Here's Ferguson. Ferguson wants to fire, and Ferguson looked like he was going to put that one just a little bit over. David Kratzenberg deals with it. 20 seconds remaining on that shot clock up on the scoreboard. Under 6 minutes remaining in this game. Ferguson wants to fire again, and a save there by Katzenberg. Kratzenberg able to distribute it to a teammate, and now a clear attempt here for Allegheny, and looks like they're going to be able to do so comfortably. Up on the right wing, now with Gideon Sullivan. Freshman from New York, taking his time, waiting for a teammate. Come and give him some help, and now feeds it to Harrison Siebold. Siebold, a guy we haven't really seen so far tonight. See if he can add an additional spark. Passes this one off to JT Granule. Optimistic shot there, and that one wasn't close on the shot, but Allegheny still under 5 minutes remaining. 30 seconds to work with. Siebold. Out to Granule. Three seconds. Need to get a shot off. 1 second. There's the horn. Not able to do so. The Yellow Jackets stand strong defensively and begin streaking the other direction. Crossing the attacking zone, and that shot clock starts to run. Nanoski gets bumped. And wide open in the middle was Bennett Trout, unable to look that in. Get a clean catch. Would have had plenty of space to fire had he been able to cleanly corral that ball. Instead, the Yellow Jackets, they maintain possession, able to drain some more clock here right now, up 2. Ferguson skips that one right in front of Kratzenberg. Up and out of play. Clock briefly stops, and there's the motion from the officials to get the clock running again. In the middle, and great save. Kratzenberg extends that leg, slams the door shut on that Bennett Trout shot. Keeps his team in it with a fighting chance. 3 minutes remaining, down 2. Nick Gerleski has Shellbach in the middle if he wants him. Instead, just going to take it himself. Has a cut back and going to find Shellbach now. Chased out by Richie Roscoff out to the far side. Square pass in the middle. Nearly taken away by the Yellow Jackets. That one flipped up in the air. Scramble for loose ball. A lot of navy blue jerseys and white jerseys in the same area. And now a timeout for Allegheny. And probably a good timeout as they can maybe draw up something offensively. See if they can get a goal here. This offensive possession really the one that they need it if they want to make the comeback here. 2.5 minutes remaining. We'll step aside here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. We'll be right back. Following the timeout, we'll see what Allegheny was able to draw up during the timeout. 28 seconds remain to work with here on that shot clock up on the scoreboard. Down 2. The score remains 8-6. Allegheny just working around, taking their time. They need to get a shot off here. And that one deflected, sails well high and out of play. J.P. Rakes had to make a move and fire, but the Yellow Jackets closing in quickly and defensively making a crucial stand, and would think that that defensive stand, unless something crazy happens, is going to result in them walking away with the victory tonight. Under 2 minutes left to go. Aquila getting past midfield. Finding Nanoski up along the right wing. Back to Aquila. And Aquila just taking his time. Can really drain about half of the time remaining in the game right now if they just want to burn it. Continue to keep passing that ball around and finding a teammate. Nanoski might not be done with the scoring, and the shot there covered up. Saved there by Kratzenberg, but a lot of time off the clock and under a minute remaining now. Yellow Jackets still up 2. Here's number 32, Garrett Danielson. Now D'Amato. Aiden D'Amato. Finds a teammate. Hard shot. Saved by Storner. As Gerleski fired that one in. And the Yellow Jackets can kill this game off here. Under 20 seconds remaining and Allegheny giving chase. Credit to the Gators as they put up a tough fight. Scored the first goal, and the Yellow Jackets went on a huge run. 6 goals in the first quarter. Since that time, Allegheny continued to fight back. Just not enough after what the Yellow Jackets were able to do offensively early, and now this thing wraps up. But with a final score of Baldwin Wallace 8, Allegheny 6. So Allegheny, they drop to 2-4 on the season. It's now a 4-game losing streak. They're going to try to get back on the right track here shortly, and upcoming for them on the schedule. This Saturday, they're at Marietta, so coming back to Ohio once again, an OAC opponent for Allegheny. See if they can really end that losing streak they have right now. For the Yellow Jackets, they are now on a 5-game win streak as they have an overall record of 5-2 overall now. The Yellow Jackets coming up next on their schedule. As we take a look at that, they're actually off this weekend, but next Wednesday they're at Chatham in Pennsylvania. Again, that one starts at 7 o'clock. So a lot of action coming up here. Lacrosse season still pretty early on. Again, I look forward to being back with you here shortly for some more lacrosse action here the rest of this spring. For myself, Cole McDaniel, everybody out there, thanks for watching, listening here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. Enjoy the rest of your night and have a great rest of your week.